Hey Kat, did you see salmon? Remember you did salmon?
Mm-hmm.
They have all the different alevin, egg, ocean adult. Remember you did all of that, remember?
Spin the wheel, see if you survive as a salmon. The odds are slim.
Yeah. Oh, you're an egg.
Oh, you hatched successfully. You get to spin again.
Oh, so close.
Smothered in silt. So there's some stickers of the life cycle.
That's really cool.
Did you do this in school?
Yeah, I've raised eggs all the way to frying, and we released them in Goldstream.
Awesome. So that's what this program is.
Look at the fishies. This is eggs. So this is where you guys released them, right?
Yeah, right here. And we hatched them in a tank and a net that floats up. So then we put the eggs in there. Yeah. Uh-oh. Nifa and Dad's sitting right.
They probably went to New York.
Yeah. Sounds great. We love the orcas.
Inflatable orcas.
This is on me.
Uh-oh. Bless me. Oh, look at a little fish.
Hi, fishies.
Look at them all.
I want to pet one.
Please don't pet the fish. We don't have space to get pet fish. Yep, I can hear. It's a whale watching boat.
Hi, you found me. Hi, Ray.
1, 2, 74.
That's not 74.
We've got all kinds of sampling tools over here. So you can measure like sediment or what's living in there. Are you taping me?
No. Yes. No.
So now this bottom piece right now, that's the cod.
Not drinkable. Well, I guess you could technically. So the
Too many.
put them on either side of this.
Small sand. Have you guys ever been on a ship like this guy?
No.
Okay, so yeah, this is the Strickland. It is a research vessel. We do a lot of different things on this boat. One of those can be collecting phytoplankton, which we did. Just a quick little collection right there. Another one is collecting water samples. So I'm guessing you got the lowdown from Duncan over there?
No, we wandered right by.
Oh, that's okay then. Basically what he's touching on over there is that the ocean all around us tends to be stratified. So there's different layers, and those different layers can contain different organisms, different concentrations of nutrients, things like that.
Yeah.
And so one of our ways of collecting those nutrients and seeing what is at separate layers is by using a Niskin bottle. So that's this guy right here. Essentially how it works is that we would prime it. So it is full of water right now. We did just do a little test on it. But essentially we would open up the top, go over here, connect it to this little pin on the side.
Oh, okay.
And the bottom one here would also go up and we'd connect it as well. This is a messenger. So we would attach this guy to a line just like this, and we would bring it down to the depth that we want it to go with this attached on it. And then when we're ready to take a sample, we would drop this messenger down the line. It hits this button right here, if you can see it.
Okay.
And then that causes these guys to close in, and then you get a water sample from that specific level on the water column. So it's really interesting. Normally we would have around 5 to 10 of these Niskin bottles. Today we're just using one. And then we would hoist it up, get it back on deck, take off the messenger, take this Niskin bottle, and then watch out for your feet. It shouldn't go too far. There we go. And then we got a water sample, easy peasy. Normally we take around 5 to 10 to 15 milliliters, maybe 50 in some cases. We can test for the amount of nitrates in the water, phosphates, silica from phytoplankton and things like that. So it's really useful. We do actually have a small little water sample inside. You can look at that water sample. Honestly, we would normally have plastic bottles. They're somewhat reusable, and we would fill them up. Normally what you want to do with a new sample is you'll take some time to fill it up and then discard that, because we want to make sure that the vessel that it's going into is not contaminated, doesn't have anything on the sides. Beautiful little water sample from about 3.2 meters down or so. We'll take this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, strange. Yeah, I don't. So this right here, fractometer, this can be used to actually measure the salinity of the water.
Oh.
So easy peasy. Take a little drop, put it on here. There we go. Put it down. That squishes that drop all along here, and then from there you actually look out and see where it lines up.
It's my job to make her life miserable. So.
That's my brother.
Oh my. Okay, well there we go. All right, do you want to try it out? Get a little drop on there. And close it up. And you're going to want to look at somewhere that's brighter. So just look through it, and you should be able to tell where it lines up. There will be a blue part and a white part. We want to know where the line between them is. What are we at?
4.
Oh, we're at 4. Okay. Which is pretty much the equivalent of 4, I think it's milligrams per liter of salt.
So if we boiled 1 liter of this water, we get 4 milligrams
Yes.
of table salt.
A little tiny bit of salt does a lot.
You're growing.
That's the boat, yeah.
Ooh, hey,
Okay.
look at that. That barnacle looks familiar.
It's working now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this one.
High school dropout.
Yeah. See, that's
That is a calcareous tube worm. And these ones are the parchment worms.
Was that Ryan? Did he pull the horn?
I'm certain that was my brother. Yeah.
Stop pushing.
It's a whistle.
Are you even allowed to be pushing things?
It says so.
I didn't know there was anyone out there causing problems.
Oh, just the captain himself. It's okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's up there touching things
Now we need a boat.
Good luck.
Yeah. It's the season.
with a horn.
With a horn. You hear how loud it was? Here,
No,
would you like to
no.
try? You want to
I'm
try?
good, thank you.
You can press it.
I'm good, thank you.
I didn't quite judge if it's louder than the Peterbilt or not. Yeah, I think it's.
You'd have to get somebody to stand up front.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah. He put a train horn on the Peterbilt, so.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, down here.
Yeah.
That's like the fine.
Board. Watch where you're setting. So we would set them off of the A-frame just like this. We would normally have a bit larger ones. There's bongo nets, which are 2 nets.
That's a Lewis Moon snail. That is the shell. That's the snail. Yeah.
So we can also get
So they like build like a sand nest around themselves? Or-
Yeah, so that all the sand gets conglomerated with the mucus. And then they eat other bivalves.
So is that what you were looking for when you were snorkeling?
Yeah, I was trying to find one of those. But you'll see like a tiny little hole, like maybe the size of the hole here. And it'll be a hole in this part of the shell. And that's how you know it's been eaten by moon snail. A lot of these tools I brought, those are like hand tools. It's generally all electronic now. They use a CTD. It's like electronic thing. It's like this round by that tall, and you just drop down on the seafloor and bring it back up, and it does all those measurements at the same time. But it's really, really expensive, and to get the boat time and to get one of those machines, it's like you need a lot of money. Whereas I learned how to do all this in my restoration program, because it's all about doing it cost effectively. They call the slogan of the program is boots, not suits. So doing it for as cheap as you can, and then you learn how to do all these things by hand. It's not quite as accurate, but with the amount of difference that you can do, it's like phenomenal.
All right, are you ready? No, you want to stay forever? Do you want to live here with Auntie Mara? Okay.
Got it in here, and then we can take a little bit. And then there you can see a little bit of stuff. There's a lot of algae, a lot of little water plants, and a lot of zooplankton in there and eating it. Yes. I'm here till 4 o'clock today.
San Francisco or something like that. They stay out.
Fishies.
No, they're not fishies, they're plankton right there.
What's plankton?
A tiny microscopic living organism.
Why can't I see
Because they're right there. Because they're microscopic, honey.
What does that mean?
That means you can't see it with the naked eye.
Tiny.
You need a microscope to see it.
These are lighter and heavier bodies of either air or water that are moving around to try to flatten out. Stir up one side, but not the other side. So if you stir up one side really well, now we can see that color mixing, so it becomes green when we stir it. And we're also mixing the salt in, and it's diluted a bit. So now, what's its density going to be like compared to those two?
What do you think?
You know? Is it going to be the heaviest, or is it going to be the lightest, or is it going to be in between?
One's going to be the heaviest.
You think so? Because
Okay.
you just added fresh water to it, which had no salt?
So we took a little bit of fresh, right? A little bit of yellow and a little bit of blue. So we took some fresh and some salty and we mixed them.
So,
Yeah, that's right. We'll end up with something that's partway between. It's got some salt, but not as much as the blue. But it's got some fresh, but it's a little bit salty. So now when we remove this divider again, what do you think might happen with that layer? It's less heavy than the blue.
I think it's going to go right in
but
between.
more heavy than the yellow. Well, it's good if it's a mystery because then we don't know and we're going to find out. What's that? Between. Okay, do you want to take a turn this time and remove the divider? Okay.
Ooh.
Now crouch down to see what's happening. You want to see the layers from the side there. I think you called it. At the very top, there's a thin yellow layer.
Same.
And then there's green in between. And there's blue at the bottom.
Same.
Okay, thank you. So that's just a little demo about one of the big things that we study with the ocean is how these layers form and how they work, and it explains a lot of what's going on in the ocean.
So if you have a big cargo ship and you're on heavy, dense water, you're not going to go in as much. But then you hit a patch of water doesn't have as much salt, you sink farther down.
Yes, in fact, you got to pay attention to that because if you're say delivering something to Vancouver, you're coming along in the seawater that's nice and dense and it's keeping you up high, and if you're full of goods and then you decide, it's going to be a shorter delivery if we go up the Fraser a little bit and go to one of the docks there and then you get on freshwater, your boat's going to go much lower. And there actually have been times when people miscalculated. Fishermen had caught a lot, and they miscalculated, and their boat sank because they could not stay afloat in the freshwater. Some cool stuff on CBC's just come out with the full story of it, but there's a bunch of little short YouTube clips as well. The Canadian Navy partnered with a bunch of scientists and went to the Antarctica for the first time Canada's ever gone down there in a ship. And did a bunch of scientific work down there. And so there's a kind of a cool little, some CBC folks went along and filmed a bunch of it. So there's a cool little show about that that's getting released today. Fun rocks, yeah, just some seafloor rocks. I had to, roughly speaking, these are the kind of the rock types you'd see on the seafloor. Lots of basalt, sediments laying on top of that, and then some of the variations on how the basalt might look. This is with it's full of some little feldspar crystals. They often make those cool patterns in it. Or if it gets broken up into pieces and then re-glued together with quartz or calcite, it makes quite a neat looking. Never actually found a geode in the field. It's mostly you'd find them in volcanic areas, so where there's lots of volcanics. The best place for that in BC would be interior sort of Penticton and Merritt and Chase and places like that have got some really good volcanics. Agates, which is the other one people tend to like, and they tumble nicely. The gravel bars that are in sort of the Chilliwack area on the Fraser, that sort of got a mix of everything that the Fraser's traveled through.
Coffee?
No, not coffee.
Coffee.
Sprite and root
Sprite and root beer?
Does it really look like it's bubbly? Why would it be coffee?
I don't know. I'm just being a turd.
What coffee is bubbly? What coffee?
Carbonated coffee?
Is that a thing?
No, but it could be. Somebody decided to carbonate water one day.
Yeah, because water is carbonated.
Doesn't start carbonated.
Yeah, but it sounds
Maybe I'll try it. I'll carbonate some water, put some powdered coffee in there.
We got skeleton fingers. And we got cheeses.
Pizza. Look at the bear. He's got a mustache.
He's wearing a dress.
No, that's called a kilt. Horsey. I like that tree.